Win Colin family, we are back, man. We're not gone. You feel me? We've been gone since December. A great rapper once said, "Gone since November." You feel me? Is he?
No.
Okay, all right. I was like, damn, I thought Hope was today. Anyway, Win Colin family, we have returned. Kevin Dead, man, the Win Colin show, man. This is episode 11, but now we're live with cameras and all that other good stuff. You know what I mean? But we still gonna have a lot of, a lot of fun discussion and whatnot. Oh, okay. So with that being said, look, let's go ahead and get into it, man. I gotta go ahead and introduce my man. I've been talking too long. The man, the myth, and legend, my man Dev.
What's going on with Colin fans? It's Dev. How y'all doing? Glad to be back. We ain't going nowhere else after this, though.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is the facts of the matter. So let's get into some of the stories, man. We've been gone for a while, but what is recent? Things with Aaron Rodgers, things with Julio Jones. I got a Packer next to me. So we got to talk, man. Like, what is going on with the Aaron Rodgers saga?
I mean, there's a lot going on.
But more importantly, how do you feel about it? He wants to be traded. How does a Packers fan feel about that?
Well,
I want to hear that perspective.
Until Aaron Rodgers comes out and says something, or his agent comes out and says something, it's still just all rumors and he says, she says. But
Aaron Rodgers hasn't said nothing already?
I mean, he said something, but
where he at now? He like, where's Waldo?
I mean, we don't need $500,000 for OTAs. We good over here. We got Malibu mansions. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I just feel like as far as him, until he comes out and says something, which we all speculate and all pretty much know he wants to leave Green Bay or make things better in Green Bay. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, Aaron Rodgers has been treated unfairly. I'm not going to knock that. I'm not going to act like, he's just out here crying or acting like something's not right.
How's he been treated unfairly?
Help. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as help, as far as involvement.
You like the boy out of Clemson that they got this year?
Yeah, I do.
Rodgers, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember his first name.
Tenney or something. Yeah, but I really do. However, prior to this year is where the issue lied. You know what I'm saying? You can't draft Jordan Love. We talked about this.
When y'all need defense, this and this and this.
You know what I mean? If you would have went anywhere else, all on the outside of the offensive side of the ball, then I would have been okay with it. But the man has an issue to be upset, a reason to be upset. My apologies. But, as a Packer fan, how I feel right now, it depends on him. If he's like, we can make it work, let's make it work. Mm-hmm. If he's like, I want to be traded, fuck y'all, whatever the case may be, then we need to trade him and get what we can for him.
Okay.
And as you know, as far as quarterbacks that I've seen, he's the best quarterback I've ever seen throw the football and be able to carry a team. So
I don't know if I can say that shit based on the fact that
we got Patrick Mahomes now.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's I used to always say.
So pre-Pat Mahomes, you can say that.
But look, even then, I feel like we live in the moment, and I've seen a lot of extremely talented players. Aaron Rodgers brought it together in different ways, though. You know what I mean? Right. Where he's a different thing. Because if I just went off straight talent, it's a lot of guys I feel like I can name for real. Like, I actually remember watching, like, Steve Young, you know what I mean? Who could run the ball, throw the ball. You know what I mean? I remember watching, like, I hear you, but a talent package, because young Aaron Rodgers, what was so special about him, he threw amazing, but he could also be mobile. All that being said, though, how I feel about the Aaron Rodgers drama right now is this. I just want to see how it works in the season, because I've never seen the most important position in football demand a trade and then have to still play for that team. So what is that going to do to the team? Because that's the most important position. And if you don't believe that your quarterback wants to be there, all I got to say is I can't expect the Packers. Sorry. But I can't expect the Packers to be the Packers if that whole team got to deal with feeling like Aaron Rodgers is not bought in.
But the good thing with what Aaron Rodgers said is, he said he named a lot of people who he had issues with, and the players and the coaches weren't one of them.
Hey, listen,
I
I feel you. That's a good point.
We haven't seen a situation where as though
that's a good point. And you got players being like, "Hey, I feel them."
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, exactly. None of our receivers showed up to OTAs. Nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's wow. But see, I don't know. That means a lot, but we can't over talk about that because we also got to go to the other thing in the NFL. Julio Jones wanting to be traded. Right. The other news. Right. How you feel about that? Where do you think he goes? If I could ask you that, more so.
I mean, I'm gonna bring up.
Oh, Green Bay?
No.
Oh, who?
We can't afford it. Your boys.
Oh, Baltimore. Hey, I mean, a lot of Ravens fans may disagree. I don't know about Julio, dog. I don't know about that because I've always felt, as I always say, that is the biggest thing. Right. It's too much money. He would have to take a new contract, and it would have to be reasonable. If he did that, and Atlanta had like reasonable terms, it's possible that you get that done. But the thing for me as the Ravens is that so there has been some mistakes where we just throw money at it, like safety, you know what I mean? Things of that nature. Wide receiver is one of them that it's been a while since that shit has really worked out. You know what I mean? And it's because
it's not even through the draft, it's through
right.
Free agency.
Exactly. And honestly, the biggest thing is you have to start developing the position because they have actually drafted good wide receivers. So if these players are not playing well, my question is, what is wrong with the Baltimore Ravens then? Because Hollywood Brown can play.
What's wrong with the Baltimore Ravens?
The whole passing scheme don't make sense. It's just the whole fact of the matter. None of it makes sense. And at this point, our offense, as far as the passing offense, is like some sort of like still alive zombie of like Cam Cameron and fucking yes, because he was horrible. Cam Cameron and what's the other guy's name who actually did well for us, Gary Kubiak, and all like it, and then when what's the name came aboard, which really fucked it up, Mark Trestman. Like it is like some kind of zombie of all these systems, and now Greg Roman, you need to scrap the whole thing.
But as a Raven, y'all done well with picking up free agencies or free agents.
Yeah, like
doing things. So
Steve Smith, and then some of the trades with Anquan.
Yeah, y'all can't develop receivers, but you can go get them.
Because at the end of the day, a lot of these guys be guys that the Ravens have missed on. You know what I mean? Like, I can think of Ravens misses for days. You know what I mean? So I'm happy about the Rashad Bateman pick. I'm happy about how they've been drafting receivers really for the last like year, or I should say 2 years. So now it's do the things you need to do for that position to be successful. Stop trying to fix the problem with a big free agent. It's going to cost you a lot of money.
So let me ask you, where Julio going?
Shit.
I heard this somewhere. I'm not going to interrupt, but I can't remember who said it. And they said the Chargers.
That would be nice because
I really can't remember.
Keenan Allen has locked down the slot. You can't stop him.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mike Williams always gets hurt, but at the same time,
Keenan Allen, you're good.
Right. Mike Williams makes catches though that seriously you really see few receivers in the league making, and he get hurt so much because he's asked to make catches where he jumps up at these angles and stuff like that. Where
sidelines, I'm catching it and making sure my feet,
And Mike, I'm gonna say this about Mike Williams as well. One of the reasons that he gets hurt on these catches so much, like the one he got hurt on in practice, that's on camera last year from training camp. I've never seen Mike Williams prioritize breaking his fall. Mike Williams just want to catch the ball. Right. If he jump up and catch that bitch like this, it don't be no link from my elbow down, try to help. He just come down. But he'll make the catch. So it's like, for real, you add Julio to that'd be that. And then Justin Herbert, what he showed in his rookie year, I mean, that would be a nice spot. That shit got me excited.
I'm not taking, accountability for this because I heard this somewhere. I just really can't remember what.
I mean, but that's good.
Said this, so I definitely agree with it.
I would. As a football fan, it would be fun to watch. As a Ravens fan,
You don't want that.
We gotta get that. Whoa.
It's just like with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers need to go to the AFC, regardless.
I hear you. So, with that being said, man, like, fun to talk about and all that good news, man. But we also got to talk about something else. A new thing that we're doing. Okay. Because I feel like we cover Julio, right? Any other thing there?
Nah. The thing about Julio is I think he will be a great asset to any team.
For sure.
You look at
for
him,
sure.
Yeah, he misses games, but when he's playing, the nigga's playing.
And then Atlanta. Let me say this: Atlanta underutilizes Julio Jones. He should have 1 million touchdowns and 1 million yards every year.
Yes.
In the red zone, it's just not there. Calvin Johnson was thrown fades constantly. You know, the kind of, it was just like the lines understood.
Calvin Johnson was the reason they had a rule when he played the Bears and he put the ball on the ground. That he got a red zone target.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, yo.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And the Bears, if I'm not mistaken, is the same team that once triple covered him.
Yes, yo.
Like 2 men on the line of scrimmage and 1 man behind them. And it's like, for real, like Julio is that same kind of player, and Atlanta doesn't use him that way.
It's the cost. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's too high. It's too high, Julio. You 31. You've been getting hurt. It's too high. Understand that. Go win yourself a Super Bowl.
Too many. I mean, he probably 11th, 10th. How many years been?
I don't know. He like 31.
He probably had I don't know, 2 or 3 under 1,000-yard seasons, man.
In the last 9 years,
assuming.
Last year was the first time in like 9 years. But all right, so we got that out the way because I did feel like it was a little drops left of the Julio thing. I was like, let me something more to say. With that being said, though, let's get into this new segment, man. Your winner of the week, your loser of the week. I need to hear this. Who is your winner of the week?
All right, so my winner of the week for me is just the young folks in sports. I don't want to say young boys because there's also some females out there who's doing their thing in sports where you can kind of see the change of command happening. You know what I'm saying? When I say young folks, specifically basketball, Luka, Ja, Trey Young, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to say Ja Morant. Boston. Jason Tatum.
Yeah, Jason Tatum.
You know
yeah, man.
Just the young folks in the league is just doing their thing. You know what I mean? And even when you go other sports, as far as baseball, we don't talk too much about baseball.
No, we don't.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Ozuna.
Yeah.
Otani. It's just a lot of young
we done cussed like 1 million times already.
Motherfuckers out there doing their thing, showing the ring. People who know me know, as far as baseball, I'm a Yankees fan till I die. But Mike Trout is my favorite player of all time.
Yeah.
Not of all time, but right now. And he's been hurt. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And then also when you go into tennis sports, Naomi Osaka is going through what she's going through. It's just a lot of young people, young folks in the game.
Yeah, like the next generation is very
Giannis.
special.
Yeah, even Giannis is
Yeah.
young. You know what I'm saying? But
we seeing new things. We seeing new things. Microwave food. It has to be, because most of these kids came up poor. It's microwave food and McDonald's. There's something in these foods. You know what I mean? Because you got motherfuckers eating like total plant-based diets, and your kids, are an accountant at best. And a motherfucker growing up on McDonald's and living in Section 8 housing, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Like, it's something about it. We're seeing like some of the best athletes of all time. Like, honestly and truly,
Exactly.
Yeah, like LeBron, really, that's why he's called the king, and stuff like that, because it was just like, damn, this is a whole new kind of microwave athlete.
Exactly. It's something different.
For sure. For sure. I feel you on that.
That's my W, just young folks. And also Tatis from Pittsburgh, who I didn't mention, but he's killing.
No, I feel you on that. So who is your loser? Who caught the biggest L in the past week in sports?
I would have to say the Celtics.
The Celtics.
As far as my L, not only just losing, I'm not even specifically losing in the first round, because who they lost to, no one thought the Celtics was going to win the first.
Right.
But the aftermath.
It's not the Celtics of old. The Celtics of old,
exactly.
you'd be like, damn, the next guy played the Celtics.
Exactly. But
as far as the old vibe, I mean.
Right. But for Danny Ainge to retire,
Retire.
Well, not retire.
He was pushed out.
Yeah.
He had to be. He made that statement, and people's like, you ain't never heard about racism in Boston?
Yo, that's the thing that also that is the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest topic, I think, as far as this is why Danny Ainge was pushed out and why he decided to retire right here. Because Jaylen Brown was hurt, Kemba Walker was hurt, Jason Tatum was balling.
Mm-hmm.
You could have ran that back and been cool, and nobody would have said nothing. Like your catalog was, to me specifically, it spoke for itself because you had of course the whole KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, well not Paul Pierce, but KG, Ray Allen ordeal come through, not ordeal, but
it was an ordeal the way it ended.
But he got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown out the deal. Mm-hmm. And Jaylen Brown got hurt this year.
No, that is true. Because, I mean, Jason Tatum, when you look back at that draft of that top three, was the guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the first overall pick, Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz. I don't know. Then you had Lonzo, which would have been a nice third pick when you look at the rest of the draft. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, I believe, was in that draft, so maybe not. But Lonzo has played well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, but not to the number 2 overall pick. Jason Tatum was a good pick. You got to give it to him. I didn't like Jaylen Brown.
He doesn't drop 50. Well, Jaylen Brown still does his thing.
I ended up being wrong about that when I say that I didn't like Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know that Jaylen Brown had that much game. But I want to ask you this when we talking about a loser in the Celtics, though. You don't think that Brad Stevens can do that job well?
I think that as far as Brad Stevens, we'll see. What has shown to where as though you can see that he's done that job well. You know what I'm saying? What makes him qualified to be like, all right, you should be the president of the Boston Celtics. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing there that would be like, your resume would show like, I'm the reason for this. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get into the, racial aspect of it, but.
Yeah, I'm only bringing that up to say it is no doubt that he got pushed out of that situation. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just no doubt. He got pushed out of that situation. What he said.
I feel like something's brewing for all that to happen. Like, they know who their coach is going to be. They know Brad Stevens is going to be they knew that was going to happen. So it's like they playing this game to where as though, let's just see who's going to be the coach. Let's see who's going to come in for Brad Stevens now. Even when they, did the whole interview together, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about Brad Stevens. Let's not talk about me. This is about Danny Ainge, this, all, and the third. But like, we're going to see. We're going to see like who comes in and who's the next coach. You know what I mean? For the for the Boston Celtics. It's going to probably be Jason Kidd. You know what I mean?
Jason Kidd be wilding. That man is crazy.
He won a win, though.
Take that man off the side.
But he wants to win. That's what I like about him. I love about that. He'll do anything. He will make you bump into him.
Right. To spill water on the court.
You know what I mean?
Stop a game.
So, yeah.
And he has poor defensive philosophies. I wouldn't like that move at the end of the day. But I do think Brad Stevens can do the job that Danny Ainge did for some reason. I guess because he's young and he seems smart to me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I'm going to go through my winners, man. My winner, I'm going to keep it short on this winner. It's Atlanta Hawks and Trae Young. You know what I mean? Like, you mentioned Trae Young as one of the young guys. You know what I mean? That just has created a week of winning for young people in sports. But also, I just love the vibe that the Atlanta Hawks have been bringing to NBA basketball right now in the playoffs. You know what I mean? You got guys like Clint Capella just like, yeah, we're going to come in their house and in this series. You know what I mean? Like,
I like that. I like it.
I
like it a lot. I like it a lot. I love it, actually.
You know what I mean?
I love that, too.
It's honestly, like, when he made that shot, And then he said, like, yo, those
This
are the moments.
this right here.
Right. Hey, he might have the best for his
I
celebration.
trade the game.
And the best celebration in the league though, because how lethal it's been.
Well, Dame time yet.
Dame time
yet.
Hey, when it's Dame time, it's
When it's there, Dame time
That
is something
man
serious.
is-
I'm just saying though, as far as with your conversation,
it
Trae
is
Young
like,
is
for
doing
real,
his thing.
I'm loving what I'm seeing. I remember it out of Steph Curry, but it didn't hit the same as an OKC fan back then. Like I remember when he made that 3 in the corner against Houston and turned around and looked at the crowd. And it was, you could
Just
hear
quickly turn.
a rat piss on
Yeah.
cotton. It was that fucking quiet. And I was like, God damn, man. Like, hey, that nigga is hard for that. And Steph don't get a lot of credit for how hard he is.
Yeah, but I always say, that's why I love
And how tough he is.
That's why I love Chad Johnson back in the day.
I don't want to hear it.
What?
Because I just said something
What?
about Steph and you started talking about Chad Johnson.
You don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about.
Because you
What?
disrespect Steph a lot.
I don't disrespect
But finish
Steph.
what you were saying.
He's light skinned Jesus. I don't disrespect Steph. I'm just saying there's another MVP on that team. Well, go ahead. What's the next? What you else want to
It's
talk
not
about?
another
What you wanna talk
MVP
about?
on that team.
What else you want to talk about? Go ahead.
Except for when Durant was on it.
But except when Durant was
No,
on
but
there.
you were saying Chad Johnson.
When you can talk shit and back it up is when I like it.
Yeah. For
when I
some
like
years.
it. You know what I'm saying?
For some amount of time.
Right, exactly. But with like Trae Young.
But that's
you know,
why he's not a Hall of
but-
Famer, though. Chad Johnson's career numbers are not really great. He had like a 3-4 year period where he was doing
He
that.
did, but I'm not saying that. But like, just talk.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It was like he can't guard, and then he would have the stats of like, yeah, these niggas can't guard me.
Right.
So I'm gonna go to my loser, man, and
Who that?
I wish I had the sounds. Hey,
Ba-ba-ba-bang.
somebody, no, not that.
What's wrong?
I need a violin. I need the tiniest violin of all time to play the saddest song.
Who is it?
Because even my man Jay back there, my director, man, he don't like no bad talk about J. Cole.
Okay.
But J. Cole,
Hey, I agree with him though. I feel it.
I don't
feel
care.
it. I feel it. I feel it.
I don't care.
Cold world.
J. Cole took
Cold-blooded.
Hell, dog. I'm just saying.
I know.
It might have been this week when it happened. I don't care. I'm talking about it this week because we wasn't on here.
Jay, I done seen Cole a lot of times in person.
About to cut your mic, yeah.
Cut it.
Listen,
Okay, talk to us.
because this is a sports show.
I might agree with you here.
We gotta start with
Go ahead, yo. Hurry up. Go ahead, yo.
him averaging a triple single.
Did he?
In the average, yes.
Was that what he got?
He averaged a triple single.
I feel like he might have got less than that. That's my nigga too, man.
Hey, that's my guy too, man. But J. Cole, man, you took an L, cuz. And nigga, you got niggas like, hey, bro, like you taking somebody else's spot. Like, I mean, for real. In that sense,
let me
because
ask you this. What's the team he played for?
the Patriots. I can't tell you what fucking African country that they played. He played for the Negro. I don't know. He played for the Rwanda Patriots.
Rwanda something, yeah.
Hey, but most people we don't know. He averaged a triple single. I think if you added in fouls, then he probably averaged like 2 fouls a game, maybe 3.
So go ahead and explain your L.
Because look, you was a sideshow, J. Cole. You don't belong on a professional basketball team, even if it's the Rwanda Patriots. So at the end of the day, he blew it. And the offseason, it's like, that's what you was doing, man. Was you, I'm just saying, bro, I don't mean to slander, that's my guy. But this is a sports show, and that was an L. The Rwanda Patriots was an L for J. Cole.
I agree. What's your W? And I love J. Cole.
I said my
Niggas
W
know.
already.
What was your W?
Atlanta Hawks. Trade.
Oh yeah, I'm tripping. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
The L's come last.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I love J. Cole too, man. But I just got
you don't love J. Cole like me but obviously me and Jay love J. Cole.
I'm always gonna bring this up because it's a fact. Dial in a Dream Tour.
What?
Stood in that line
Me too.
until my feet were damn near bleeding.
Dog.
I felt like Rosa Parks.
I gave $1. I was so tripping out how I could just give $1 and get into this venue of the Fillmore.
Yeah.
And see him perform.
Saw the white in his eyes.
What?
right there.
What? But then I also saw him at Verizon with Thug, and I also saw him at
Not interested.
Bristol.
Because when I saw him on the Dollar and Dream tour, the only songs were the ones that we all loved that made us those fans.
I agree.
And now there's all these albums.
You know my favorite J.
that
Cole
are not that good.
song
And I
is
wanna hear
ever?
that.
Like / track, Back to the Topic.
Okay.
And I was there when the shorty rapped that at the
That's like
Fillmore.
that. That's like
Yeah.
that. I give you
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
mine is Grown Simba.
Okay. Respect.
That's the
I
song that
respect
made
that.
me a J.
I
Cole
respect
fan.
that. I respect that.
So, but he still took an L.
took an
so,
L, yo.
with that being said, it's other L's being taken. You know what I mean? And they're happening in a basketball place where we pretty much saw how it all came together. And it was like, yo, championships in the West are going to go through LA because you got LeBron and AD. You got Kawhi and Paul George. And the Clippers, I felt like, has built a team around those two, though, that like, it's changed in the last year, trades and stuff like that. But like, I mean, it's still a deep team. With that being said, though, you're talking about two teams, though. One tonight that's about to play
I don't want to hear nothing about that
in the Lakers.
because I'm not watching it. I'm recorded, so we'll see what happens. I don't know.
I don't know. We don't know.
Oh, yeah,
It's
we
not
good.
even
Oh, yeah,
yet.
10:30,
it's not
yeah,
even
I'm
on
tripping.
yet. So
Yeah,
with that
yeah,
being
yeah.
said, like, we don't know what is going to happen tonight. You know, we could see both LA teams eliminated from the playoffs. We got to start with the Lakers. What does that mean to you, though? Like, let's just talk about the Lakers for a second.
I'm a LeBron fan. You know what I'm
As
saying?
a LeBron fan, it's been fun to talk about.
I'm a
Packers
LeBron. I'm a
in
LeBron
LA
follower.
today.
Miami, Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a LeBron follower. Yeah, I feel like LeBron is either really is showing his age, one, or he's really hurt, and either he's really hurt or he's scared towards how he's moving right now. Also, on top of that, AD is tripping.
AD,
I don't know,
AD, though.
man. I don't know what. So, like me and my homeboy Weston talked about this, and I just don't understand AD sometimes. Where you're 6'10", whatever you are, and you love to take outside jumpers. You love taking we're a horrible 3-point shooting team.
Yeah.
And we just keep shooting 3-pointers. Where like LeBron needs a 3-point shooter to where he can dive and dish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They got
And
a few players that used to shoot.
they
threes
supposed
good.
to. We got I'm about to say Wesley James. What's my name?
Wes Matthews.
Wes Matthews.
He used to be 3 and D.
And KCP.
But he don't do either.
But he does D a little bit.
No, it's not like he doesn't. I shouldn't say that, but he is beyond his years.
Yeah, for sure.
And some of the
For sure.
attributes
Yeah.
that he needs to like be a dude that
Yeah.
play 25 minutes
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Because of what he can do in D.
But for AD, coming into this season, you're a top 5 player in the league. AD.
I don't I honestly
He is.
because of who he is though. I don't consider him as that. He's a top 5 talent, top 5 player. No.
Well, okay, I agree with that. I can agree with that. He's supposed to be a top 5 player in the
That's
league.
the thing. That's what he should be.
Yeah, he's supposed to be.
With his talent, he should be. If I'm being honest, when I think it just popped in my head, he should be Giannis. It should be like you should not be able to stop him, like a guard.
But
you
Giannis
can't
can be
from
stopped though.
Right, so he should be better than Giannis.
But
you shouldn't be able to keep him off the rim, rebounds, anything, driving. But then also he can actually hit the 3. That's what he should be.
But we're a horrible 3-point shooting team, and then I hate when he comes outside the block. I hate when he wants to go to the wing and pull up. Like, I just hate it. You know what I'm saying? He's wishy-washy. He'll get 41 game and then get 19, 23, 17 for 30.
Aggressiveness.
Man, I don't understand.
Like, you can't stop me.
I just don't understand.
It doesn't seem to be in him. And I think honestly, the construction of the Lakers team, I don't mean to put an asterisk on them. I'm not trying to say that. But I do think that the bubble had an effect on the fact that LeBron won a championship, honestly.
I had an effect on everybody.
No doubt.
Everybody came into that situation knowing what the fuck you were getting into and knowing what you had to do.
I also say that because I really don't think that the Lakers as like a team, as the way they constructed and the guys that really wear the jerseys outside of LeBron and AD are really any good. I'm being totally
I agree.
honest with you.
I totally agree.
I do not think that's a good team.
Kuzma
at
is
all.
making a lot of money to do nothing.
Right.
He was supposed to be number 3, and we had to
the way
go.
that he's used,
And we had to go out and get a number 3. Look at how Montrezl Harrell is used. He was a 6th man of the year
Schroeder
last
can
year.
play.
Schroeder
For
is
sure.
man. Schroeder
But
pisses me the fuck up,
mentally,
man.
It's not there. So it's just like, yo, like this is not, in my opinion, like even a good team. And it's just like if LeBron is facing, and I think that when you start getting hurt as a player, and you're his age, it's probably not about to stop happening.
I agree.
Especially when it starts being
agree.
soft tissue.
I agree.
It's not about to stop happening.
I agree.
So it's just like unless they get like Bradley Beal
But
or something.
he got an ankle. He got an ankle, which I think I honestly think he's scared of. I honestly think he's either really hurt.
You have to say that shouldn't even happen though. It's not even like he got when his ankle got hurt, the way it got hurt. Somebody diving.
Yeah, you don't want
for a
that.
loose
Yeah,
ball.
hell yeah.
Really,
exactly.
you can't even put it on LeBron.
Exactly. You don't want that. You know what I'm saying? But like now we gotta deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
You think he's scared though?
I think he's either scared of his
I think
ankle.
what you mean to say is he's favoring it. That was
Exactly.
That used to be the word.
Right, exactly.
Like oh man.
Watch me watch. Because even like, he misses so much in the past few
I don't want to
games.
accuse LeBron James of fear.
I agree. I like that.
I'm just being respectful.
I like it. I like it. And I respect it too.
He's just a real nigga.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like, so he's favoring like, let me not come down on this too hard. Let me not take off on this foot. You know what I'm saying? So, because it's a lot of things he missed last game where I could tell he wanted to take over, but he just missed right at the cup. He just missed. You know what I'm saying? So,
I do honestly think that, like, in the case of LeBron, I think they need to get Bradley Beal. That got to be the guy. They got to find some way, somehow, so that LeBron can really, in his later years, just use his basketball intelligence, be the distributor, and do LeBron things when it's needed. You know what I mean?
Right.
And have another dude out there that's scoring for you. And then that can allow AD to kind of morph into that Bosh, Kevin Love, like, okay, nigga, if you want to be indecisive, fine, because you're the third option.
I don't think that will work. That's too many. Like, LeBron always needs an outside shooter. No matter where he goes, he needs somebody who can.
And Bradley Beal knocked that bitch down.
He will, but I don't want AD going out there with him.
I'm not saying go out there with him, but what I'm saying is, because honestly, I feel like the person I disrespect a little bit by saying that is Bosh, because Bosh had to morph into that. Bosh had to create that outside game to play with LeBron. But since AD wants to play it, my mindset is like, fuck it, go ahead.
But AD needs to go on the block.
I don't disagree with you, but it's like learn to cut, come to the basket, use the.
He does, but he needs to be on the. Let's slow the game down. AD, get on the block.
But it is important that he can play out there like that. Though.
It is though, if you can, especially,
it can't hurt you.
But also in transition, it will be very important. Like you coming down in transition, and you got AD who I can take this center all the way to the 30 feet out, pull it.
But that's the reason why I'm calling him a third option. He's a top 5 talent though. That should be the third option because I agree with what you're saying.
He should be the second option.
But it's just that. No, because we keep talking about this with AD, but he keeps not showing. That,
no, but who's our third option?
That's what I'm saying. So if you have Bradley Beal and then AD as the third option, even though he's the best player on the team.
But right now, who's our third option?
It's Schroeder.
Schroeder looking for a contract.
But that's what I'm saying. Like this is not a good construction of a team, dog. I don't feel good for the outlook.
He
of
needs
LA.
He needs shooters.
It doesn't matter to me if they win this series or not.
They're gonna lose next series.
That's how I feel.
They're gonna lose
for
next
real.
series. Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, damn. And then, but I don't feel that way about the Clippers though. I feel like for that other LA team, the Clippers, if they beat the Mavericks, they could go on to win the West. I really do believe that.
But I don't see LA, especially with AD being out. You know how much shit I talk about him, especially with him being out. It's no way. I don't see AD playing tonight. You know what I'm saying? And then I honestly don't. LeBron has to be Superman, aka LeBron, for us to beat the Suns tonight. If not, then I mean it's gonna be over. Like it is obviously, you know what I mean. Like I'm not. I mean, obviously, because we got win to win, but yeah, it's gonna be over.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it is. I don't know. I mean, like I think that we're dealing with a new changing of the guard, possibly because of the situation.
I feel that.
And when it comes to like the Clippers, I feel like if they lose this series, it'll be the same thing. That team will be blown up. It ain't no doubt about it, because I just got to assume that Steve Ballmer, a dude who made so much money in his life, even though, I mean, like, Bill Gates really set up his executives and stuff because he gave them so much stock in the company. So I ain't about to be like Steve Ballmer is no genius, but the kind of people that are rich like that, they just watch numbers. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the way that they watch numbers make it so that he gonna be looking at it like, for as much as I pay Paul George and Kawhi and all this money that I'm paying in taxes to have this team where I'm spending over all these limits, I'm not about to keep this like this when I'm about to open up a new fucking arena. You know what I mean? And Paul George can get you something to flip your team. So I think that if they lose, we're going to see a new Clippers team next year. If Kawhi lead the Clippers, honestly, I think it's going to hurt his career, though. I feel like it'll be hard for anybody to look at him other than like...
You said who?
Kawhi.
Oh, Kawhi. Okay.
I don't think Kawhi can lead the Clippers and not stain his career.
But I feel like at this point, people, like, the craziest thing to me, which we talked about a lot too, was not the crazy, but was comparing Kawhi to LeBron.
Oh man,
who's the best player in the league a year
Kawhi.
Or 2 years ago? You know what I mean? Like 2 years ago to now. Yeah, like
man.
Why are you comparing Kawhi
when
Leonard?
They won that Raptors championship, that got a little bit out of hand.
Exactly. So that ain't
never been better than LeBron or KD. Not a day in his life.
That fucked up Kawhi.
Honestly, I don't mean no disrespect, but because of the talents that they are, there's literally never been a day in his life that he's been better than them.
I agree. Totally agree.
Just never.
Totally agree.
I mean, and it makes you, I don't want to be that way, but it makes me want to see this. Because it's just like, man, y'all exalted a dude that, like, he's nice. No disrespect.
But he's not that.
But he's not
he's
LeBron.
Not that.
He's not KD.
And he shows that. He shows that.
It's just different.
Yeah.
It's just different. He has built himself into be something that you got to respect. And that's why I don't really want to knock him. But it's just like, man, sometimes the media go a little bit crazy with the way that they just be wanting to knock dudes off of that pedestal, especially, guys like KD, because they just don't like him. You know what I mean?
That's why I gave my W to
KD is in a place where he's just unliked.
I gave my W to the young dudes.
Yeah.
They coming up.
Young dudes coming, but KD is still better than all these young dudes.
I agree. Totally agree.
LeBron.
Totally agree.
I'm honestly starting to feel like he's starting to lose a step.
It could be. I'm not knocking that. Not knocking that.
And it's gonna be sad. Just saying it just now kind of makes me sad.
What's that? Well, who else we talking about? Because I don't want to talk about this no more. What's next?
I mean, we were supposed to be talking about the.
I don't want to talk about this no more.
All right, so let's talk about Paul George real quick.
Okay.
Though the fact that he's a big part of this Clippers thing too. Let's move back to the Clippers.
Okay.
What is your feelings on Paul George as a player in the playoffs? These things of this nature, and this team up with Kawhi.
We said this before. Like, are the Clippers who we thought they were, or who we thought they weren't, kind of thing for me.
I don't know what that means.
That means, like, when they formed with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and all them and everything, some of us was like, yo, they might win the championship. And then some of us was like, it's a lot of head cases over there. You know what I'm saying? So, in which direction are they kind of moving for us now in your opinion of them? But Paul George, I like Paul George. I really do. I feel like, me being a LeBron fan, seeing him in Indiana, with Miami, and he carried that team was something special.
He really did.
Yeah, it was very, very special. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just wishy-washy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he balling, sometimes he not. As of right now, I blame Kawhi probably more
than Paul George.
Yeah.
Man, everything went downhill for me for Paul George in that Indiana playoff series where he didn't take the last shot, and he said it to the media. it just was never the same for me, man. And that's when I started just being like, nah, I don't fuck with this dude no more because you just don't do that. In my opinion, you don't do that. If you felt so strongly that the last shot should have been yours, you Paul George. You should have just made it so. See, Kevin Durant, the reason that he left OKC, nobody really talks about it, is because the true hindrance to that for him was playing with Russell Westbrook, who in his mind thought that he was the best player and was also the point guard. And it would just sometimes take away from Durant's ability to just be what he actually is, the engine to the team. And I don't think he couldn't handle that at the end of the day. And I feel like he struggled to be honest about it, which bothered me too. But see, like Paul George revealed in that moment to me that like there is nobody else on that team that can really dictate that you don't have a ball. So in my mind, I'm like, you ain't won it. And now you're just going to the media and saying that you did. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to hear what they're going to say about the fact that you didn't want the ball. I ain't never looked at Paul George the same since. And I feel like from that moment, he wanted to get out of Indiana. He wanted to move around. And honestly, what he's shown is that he's wanted to be somebody's sidekick. And it, to me, just goes back to that moment that you did not want the ball.
So how you feel about Paul George now?
That he's that same guy. It hasn't changed to me. You don't want the ball. You know what I'm saying? But I give him credit in this series because in this series, although Kawhi, when they've won games, he has not missed. What I do give Paul George credit is that for the Clippers, the way that they are constructed right now, because they don't have a true point guard, he's been the point guard.
Right.
He's made a lot of great plays.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
he definitely brought the ball to
Paul
court.
George as a player, but I think that he, to me, showed a mental thing. You know what I mean? And I don't think he's been the same since that moment. And I think that everything about his career shows that he hasn't. You know what I mean? Like you had game 7s where you've had like 4 points. You know what I'm saying? Like Lillard hits the joint on you and you're like, oh, that was a bad shot. Like, bro, you ain't a real nigga. I don't know nothing else to say, but Paul George ain't a real nigga.
He came back and apologized. Like,
Man, Paul George is a sucker, man. Like Paul George is just a sucker. He is nice as shit, but he just not that dude.
He's talented, but he just
not that guy.
Yeah, I feel you.
And it's just like, it'd be better off if one day you just admit it. You know what I mean? Just stop fronting to the media and just admit it. You know what I mean? Like, look, I'm not that guy. I'm looking for a guy to be with.
ain't no nigga. Look, everybody. Ain't no motherfucker gonna say that shit. Fuck you talk about? I just rather you say nah,
Nobody
nigga.
will, but it's like
No.
we can all see it, or at least I can see it.
No.
But at the end of the day, like, let me stop knocking Paul George like that, man. But because seriously, as a player, I don't have no problem with it. But it's like the same thing I'm saying about AD. You the best player on most teams that you're gonna step on, but up here, bruh. If I'm constructing the team and I have AD, I'm trying to figure out how I make him the third option because that's what he really wants to be. You can't convince me that he want to be more than that.
That's what makes a lot of players different and separates them is the mental, which is why I can't knock people for knocking LeBron because mental is free throws, and this bitch can't make a free throw down the stretch.
Luka can't make
whenever.
the bitches either.
Free throws,
they similar players.
Free throws and third down running backs, yo.
Yeah, you always say that shit.
I will never understand it.
How you can't catch.
Why can't you catch out the backfield and why you can't shoot a free throw?
Someone not being able to catch though is in your genes.
Yeah.
For real. You might just have hard hands. You know what I mean? The ball just bounce off your hands and shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, and then some guys they can't stop clapping the ball. You know what I mean? You ain't never seen a nigga like that when he want to catch the ball, he want to like bring his hand. You can't catch the ball like that.
Your job is to play football.
But it just might be what you do naturally.
So
when
fix
shit
it.
is coming in your direction.
So fix it.
Okay, all right. I guess I can't argue with that.
Yep.
With that being said, sounds like the future teams in LA is bleak as far as our two opinions. And you got sad about it with the Lakers for real. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yep.
But I brought up. We're going to go into this, man, as we go out of here. We want to speak to fans, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Why did I say? I mean, more so we want to speak to the regular people, you know, just like ourselves. And we got these questions that we want to ask, you know. And I brought up J. Cole earlier because he is in the news with his two-sport career.
Right.
we've heard, you know, if you into hip hop, it's referred to as a sport sometimes. If somebody come at you, you gotta come at them. It's a competitive sport at times. You know what I mean? And it's like rappers want to be ball players want to be rappers. You know what I mean? It's been a thing for a long time. So you had guys who have done both sides. So the question is, who is the best two-sport athlete? You know, I'm gonna ask you, and then we're gonna ask the people, and we're gonna see what happens. The first option is J. Cole.
Okay.
The second option is Damian Lillard.
Right. Dame Dollar.
The third option was Master P.
Oh.
And damn, you was really like, actually, I wasn't even catching that you were doing this shit. And then the fourth option is Shaq. Of them four options, who's the best two-sport athlete, in your opinion?
Shaq.
Why?
Shaq is the most dominant big man that we've ever seen in the NBA. And he has a gold album. And he's DJing at festivals.
Shaq got a gold album.
His music catalog still hasn't stopped. You know
Shaq's music is horrible. I can't knock you for the gold album thing because it happens to be a fact.
He got it.
But it's only because he was Shaq and he was just so popular.
I don't give a fuck what the reason was, but he got it and it goes in his catalog.
But he can't actually rap.
Whatever. But it's Shaq.
So, yeah, you just going with a full.
It's Shaq.
This is like, it's funny because like.
Go ahead.
You ain't say one sports statistic.
I don't need to.
But the reason that you picking him for music is just a stat.
But Shaq, though, like I said, he's the most dominant big man ever. You know what I'm saying? What else you gotta say? And they got a gold album. Anybody else got that? Huh? Dame might become that.
Nah,
Who knows?
Dame has sold 300,000 copies in the streaming era, which means that seriously,
he ain't do good.
What it means is that if we was back in the 90s, like with Shaq, and the music wasn't just for everybody to listen to, where you got you and your boys, he would have probably sold. He would have probably went gold, yo. Because you need what? You need like 13,000 plays to get one album.
It sounds like you going Damian Lillard.
Because he is the obvious answer. Dame Lillard can actually rap.
He can.
Sold 300,000 copies in the first week of his first album.
So who's more dominant in the sport?
Which is pretty much going.
Who's more dominant in the sport?
Okay.
I'm asking you a question.
Shaq is a Hall of Famer.
This is a dual.
Okay.
You gotta do both.
Shaq is a Hall of Famer.
You know what I'm saying?
But Dame
you can't
Lillard,
just cook. You gotta clean too. And Shaq, you ain't just gonna cook your dinner. You gonna clean up when it's all said and done too.
I got you, dog. It's still Dame Lillard.
No, that's not, yo.
Dame Lillard should have a gold album. You right. Who's the better basketball player? Shaq.
By far. Not even close.
But wasn't Dame Lillard just dominant the other night? Like, who has...
Wait. Did you say the other night?
when they lost?
You talking about the other era? Yeah, that's Shaq. he controls the whole era. You know what I'm saying?
As for his size, for his position, he does, though. I can't argue with that.
So what are we talking about?
Because Shaq is a horrible rapper. You're taking just the gold album and being like, but the true best
Shaq
of both
could start
worlds.
a career off that gold album if he wanted to.
No, he couldn't.
Yes, he could.
If he wasn't Shaq on the court, this nigga would not have a
gold album. He would
gold
have invested
album.
some stocks.
Yo, Shaq.
He would have took that gold album money and
The
really
thing is,
did good.
I can't knock Shaq. He got the general commercials. It ain't nothing somebody won't pay Shaq
Papa
to do.
John's called niggas.
Right. And Shaq came out like, I'm with Papa John's. I don't know. The check's clear.
Shaq said, hey, just chill out.
Right.
Come on. We
Right,
good,
right.
yeah. We good. You know
He
what I'm
probably
saying?
pitched him that idea. Like, look, if y'all want to get out of the basement,
Take
I got a gold album.
the
I got
They got 4 rings.
Right. All right, man. But it's still not Shaq. Really quick, though.
Okay.
Master P.
No.
Why not?
Because his basketball career wasn't shit. That's why.
Yeah, he got some not regular.
He made
season,
a preseason
minutes
and a summer
for
league.
NBA team.
Ooh.
He belongs on the list at least.
So did you know who else got a chance for the NFL team?
Who?
LeVar Ball.
Nah, true, but he was never a rapper.
He was a football player, obviously. He didn't do shit. What Master P do? They was both on TV.
He was on the preseason for the NBA team. And J. Cole technically played for a pro team.
We want to bring him up again?
I'm just saying, like, we should. I just wanted to talk about
Shaq
the options because some people may not know.
I mean, not Shaq, but Charles Barkley really started that when he talked about Draymond talking about a triple single.
The triple single? That's the funniest shit ever, yo. And now Draymond be on TNT, which he's good on.
And that's J. Cole.
He's good on there, though.
That's why you take out J. Cole and Master P is automatically gone. Because them niggas had a
but nobody else played pro minutes. Because like the honorable mention would be Quavo, but he has no pro minutes at all.
Quavo's not involved in this.
Why not? No, but I'm with you though, because Quavo is just like a good, like, he's like an average basketball player, but when he's playing against celebrities, they are way below average. So it make Quavo look like he's mad good. Cause like the baby, Lil Baby, that was, yeah, I'm like, what? I'm like, for real, like I ain't never ever in my life claimed to be good at basketball or nothing. I ain't going, you know what I mean? But it is just not possible that you put me out there in a 2-2 and I don't at least have like a point,
right,
or like some rebounds or something. Like it ain't never happened to me before. You know what I mean? Without like and the people that you playing against are average as well. Like, damn, you sorry, bruh. That was fucking embarrassing if you ask me. But you got any honorable mentions to this?
I'm good, short.
Oh, all right. So you got Shaq. It's obviously Dame Lillard, but you just stuck on this gold album, man.
Whatever.
Which is kind of crazy to me. But with that being said, man, we thank y'all for everybody who's watching live. We'll be posting this to YouTube, and we'll be coming back every week, man. You know, just committed, man. Just wanting to have fun, man.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, man, you got anything to say to the people at all?
Hey, love y'all. We'll be back, man. It's Dev.
For sure. Appreciate everybody who's watching, listening, the whole nine, man. It's nice to be back. I'm trying not to. I ain't even think I would get somber like this. I'm like, damn, let me not let a tear wasn't gonna drop. But for real, honestly, it is appreciated. So we out.
Yes, sir.